And
Yeah.
as you're familiar with BYD, which is also on the West Coast, I think they're ramping up production of their electric vehicles. Warren Buffett owns 10% stake in that. Why do you laugh? BYD is trying to compete. Why do you laugh?
Have you seen their car?
I have seen their cars, yes. In fact, at the Berkshire Hathaway meeting, I saw their cars.
Yeah.
Well, they are on a different, tell me why you're laughing. You don't see them at all as a competitor?
No.
Why is that? I mean, they offer a lower price point.
I don't think they have a great product.
More than 12 years ago, Elon Musk laughed at BYD, thinking their cars didn't have much to offer. Fast forward to today, and BYD is one of the top electric vehicle manufacturers in the world. In fact, in 2023, BYD surpassed Musk's own company, Tesla, to become the world's best-selling electric car maker. What started as a small producer of clunky cars has now grown into a global powerhouse, surprising many skeptics along the way, including Musk himself. Back in 2011, during an interview with Bloomberg, Musk dismissed BYD entirely, but fast forward a decade, and he's had a change of heart. Musk now admits that Chinese EV companies could pretty much demolish most other car companies in the world if stronger trade barriers aren't put in place.
Elon Musk had this warning about Chinese automakers during the call last night.
The Chinese car companies are the most competitive car companies in the world. So I think they will have significant success outside of China, depending on what kind of tariffs or trade barriers are established. Frankly, I think if there are not trade barriers established, they will pretty much demolish most other car companies in the world. So they're extremely good.
But that's just the beginning. China is not only dominating the EV market, it's also the world's largest battery maker. The biggest player? CATL, which produces over 37% of the world's EV batteries. And guess who's in second place? None other than BYD, with almost 16% of the global market. Even Ford's CEO, Jim Farley, came back from a visit to China earlier this year, feeling anxious and exasperated about what he saw. He called Chinese-made EVs an existential threat to US and European manufacturers, warning that Chinese brands are moving much faster and with cutting-edge technology that US companies can't yet match. So, why is the West, especially the US, so worried about Chinese EVs? In today's video, we're going to dive into that. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you're enjoying the content. One of the biggest reasons US automakers are freaking out is the competitive pricing of Chinese EVs. For years, Chinese cars had a reputation for being poorly made, but that's no longer the case. Thanks to huge government support, access to cheaper batteries and labor, and a focus on innovation, China is now producing attractive, affordable models like BYD's Seagull, which costs less than $11,000. That's right, you can get an EV for less than a used gas-powered car in the US. The pricing advantage that Chinese automakers have comes from several factors. Lower production costs, government subsidies, and economies of scale all contribute to why they can sell these cars at a fraction of the price of their Western competitors. This is why the US auto industry is so concerned. They're being outpriced in a market that's only growing. Chinese automakers have figured out how to produce electric cars that are not only technologically advanced, but also significantly cheaper than their American counterparts. Picture this. A BYD Dolphin, one of China's most popular electric cars, costs around $16,000. Now compare that with a Tesla Model 3, which starts at a hefty $40,000 in the US. That's a massive difference, especially for buyers looking to switch to an electric vehicle without breaking the bank. But how can Chinese automakers offer such affordable prices? It all starts with their mastery of battery production. Batteries are the most expensive part of any electric vehicle, making up about 30 to 40% of the total cost. Chinese companies like KTL, the world's largest battery manufacturer, have mastered the art of making batteries more efficiently and cheaply. While the average cost of an EV battery globally was around $132 per kilowatt-hour in 2021, China managed to drive its production costs down to as low as $100 per kWh. These lower costs allowed Chinese manufacturers to keep their car prices much lower than competitors in the US or Europe. Then, there's the significant role of the Chinese government. Over the years, the government has poured billions of dollars into subsidies and incentives to boost its electric vehicle industry. These subsidies can cut as much as $3,000 to $5,000 off the price of a new EV, while purchase tax exemptions save buyers another 10%. In comparison, while the US offers a tax credit of up to $7,500, it only applies to a limited range of vehicles, and many big names like Tesla are no longer eligible. The result? Chinese consumers are getting electric cars at unbeatable prices, and the benefits don't stop there. Chinese automakers are now looking to replicate this strategy globally. This brings us to another key factor: economies of scale. China's electric vehicle market is the largest in the world, with over 50% of global EV sales in 2023. Companies like BYD, which sold a staggering 1.8 million electric cars in 2022 alone, are producing at such high volumes that they can bring down costs even further. American companies like General Motors and Ford are still scaling up their EV production, meaning they can't match China's efficiency just yet. Think of it like a giant factory that keeps getting better and faster at making cars the more it produces. That's what's happening in China, and it's leaving American manufacturers scrambling to catch up. The fear isn't limited to just the US market. Chinese automakers are beginning to export their affordable EVs worldwide, and they're already making waves in Europe. The MG4, made by China's SAIC Motor, is priced at around €30,000, making it one of the most affordable EVs on the European market. In contrast, a similar model like Volkswagen's ID.3 starts at around €39,000. The price difference is hard to ignore, and it's got European automakers and their American counterparts worried about being undercut in their own backyards. In essence, Chinese electric cars are offering unbeatable value, combining low prices, cutting-edge technology, and the backing of government policies that make it easier for them to dominate both domestically and internationally. As they continue their global expansion, American automakers are left in a tough spot. They either need to cut costs or drastically improve their technology to stay competitive. The battle for dominance in the electric car market is heating up, and for now, China seems to have the upper hand. It's no wonder the US auto industry is freaking out. Once dismissed as inferior, Chinese EVs are now dominating the market, offering affordable yet high-quality alternatives that are hard to ignore. As China continues to surge ahead, it's not just a matter of competition, it's a race for survival, and the West will need to act fast if it wants to stay in the game. Will Western automakers be able to keep up with China's electric vehicle revolution? Share your thoughts and leave your comments below. If you like what you watched, hit the like button and most importantly, subscribe to our channel to show your support.